For Louisiana versus all y'all, Jarrett Roser here today with Donaldsonville standout Raiyen Oatis. Folks down there call him Juicy. Welcome to the Louisiana versus all y'all channel. A long overdue first chat with you, kind of letting folks know more about who you are and your backstory. And also, man, a belated happy birthday just a couple of days ago.
Thank you.
How's everything been going? We saw each other, I guess, a month and a half, 2 months ago. Just what's the spring been like for you? I know you've been working back from an injury from October. You also had a chance to chat with some college coaches that came through campus this spring, though. Just what's been kind of the latest for you? How have you been?
I've been good. I'm just trying to see the therapist trying to tell me like when I'm gonna get cleared, but she's saying I'm gonna get cleared before September, but she got to go off what the doctor said. But and with the college coaches, a lot of coaches been coming into the school for me, and some other players. So the recruitment process is still going good. So they still looking while I'm injured and about the Southeastern offer. I love that they offered me while I was even injured. So that'll be a top school for me because they offered me while I was injured. And they said that they wasn't even worried about the injury. So, top Southeastern will be a top school for me. But my leg is coming back well. Right now I should be about 60-50%. So I'm coming back stronger and better.
That's awesome. And there's, a lot of stuff that you mentioned that I want to ask you a little bit more detail about. But so right now, what you're looking like is around the start of the season, give or take. We'll kind of see how the next couple months go, but it'll be kind of fall time before you're expected to be back. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where are you at with some of it right now? What are you able to do? What have you been able to do? It's obviously, it's a long process and you don't want to rush anything and jump the gun and hurt yourself worse. But what has been kind of your progress in recent months and where you're at with it?
Oh, the progress, I started jumping. I just started running like 2 days ago. So I'm doing better with my squat, with all my extension, with the knee extension, able to bend it more, got more flex in my legs. So that's all the things that's progressing that I can tell. And my quad is coming along real good.
Good. Everything feels smooth and all so far. It's
Yes,
probably just feels like a relief to get back in a lot of ways, to be able to doing some normal activities.
yes, sir. And I've been able to squat more too.
What was the process like, man? We talked about it, and I talked with your dad about it some, and even just from a year and a half ago or whenever it was that I had my broken ankle, like the mental side of things of trying to deal with an injury. Every guy that I've talked to since I got hurt that has gone through an injury, I'm like, man, as tough as that was on me psychologically to not be able to be out there, for y'all that are so used to being able to rely on your body at such a high level, to be sidelined watching all your teammates, classmates, friends doing what you love. What was that like, and how did you kind of navigate through some of that?
It was hard. It was hard, especially the game that I got injured, because if I would have never got injured, the next game we would have won to go into the playoffs. So it was hard seeing them down because of the L that they had to take. And with my family, my mom, my dad, they was on side me every step of the way. But mentally, like when it first happened and I first got surgery, I was mentally weak. I was like, man, I'm not about to come back the same. I might be different. I might not be good as I was. But then a lot of people and my friends were telling me, you're going to come back the same. You might even come back better. So, that kept my head up and stuff. And now I'm just mentally strong. And I accept the fact that injuries come with sports. So I got to accept what comes with it.
Do you remember when some of that clicked, if it was a certain conversation or just the amount of people that were in your corner and showing the support eventually kind of got through when the switch kind of flipped for you and you were able to get more optimistic and whatnot?
Yes, sir. I got he's like my brother. He go to Southern, but he was telling me like he even got injured. He got injured with the same injury, couldn't play. Didn't think he was going to play none of his years because of the injury, but then he got back, and now he's one of the NFL prospects.
Oh, nice. So just, seeing what some other guys in the area have been through and to be able to shake back has kind of helped you to realize that there is an opportunity there to come back strong?
Meek Robinson, he's from Thibodeau. I'm from Donaldsonville, but that's not too far away. But I heard of his story, and I see that he never gave up. He got injured the same year as me, his 11th grade year, and he never gave up. So it's like another Meek Robinson story.
And you mentioned the significance of Southeastern coming through with the offer. You had several coaches come through and chat this spring, including, I know, Coach Frank from LSU came by and visited and chatted with you. Take me through some of those conversations and how much that meant to have half a dozen schools come chat with you, including some big ones like an LSU, like a Baylor, Auburn, telling you they'd love to see you come out to campus. And then the Lions, obviously right there from Hammond, America, coming through with the offer. What was that stretch, those couple of weeks? How much did that mean?
To have Baylor, LSU, and Auburn talk to me or even email me while I'm injured, I was like, I can't give up. It's too late to give up now. And even having Southeastern offering me while I'm injured, it's too late to turn back now. I just gotta keep pushing and trying to get back to where I was or even better.
How emotional was that Southeastern day to have while you're kind of stressing some about, man, am I going to be able to get to camps? What's this going to mean on the recruiting side, to have them come through and you mentioned how much you appreciate them extending the offer and saying they understand you're hurt and that's okay. Take your time. They have a spot for you. Walk me through the emotions of that day, chatting with them and then, talking about it as a family after.
Coach Tom texted me. He was like, can we get on the phone tonight? And it was during the day. He texted me, can we get on the phone tonight? I was like, yes, sir, I'll be free. And then like 5 minutes after, he called me. We was talking. He was like, he was asking me how I was doing, how my knee was doing. He asked all the questions before he even said anything about an offer. He asked how my knee was doing and how my recovery process was going. It was really emotional. That was one of the best days of my life. Even like just to say that I'm injured and still getting offers.
We saw you before the injury be, I thought, a very underrated guy in this 2024 class in Louisiana, playing all over the place for Donaldsonville, some big reps on the 7-on-7 circuit with the Bootleggers. What should folks that haven't seen you play know about your game thus far, and what should folks expect to see when you do get back full go and you're out there in pads and helmet and running around doing your thing? What's that game look like on a Friday night or eventually a Saturday?
But yeah, I'm sure they're expecting me to come back 100%. So that'll be like one of the main things they really expect from me when I get back on the field.
What does that look like for folks that haven't seen you, haven't seen the highlights of you picking and housing passes or them getting the ball out to you on a little screen and making guys miss it, or in the return game? Or, I mean, you tweeted at one point, wherever a team needs you, you're there, you're ready to do it. What would you say about your game if somebody was showing up to see you for the first time? What would you describe yourself as? Strong suits, things that they should expect to see?
First of all, underrated for sure, because everybody don't think I'm as good as I am. Some people say I'm trash at either position. They don't really think I'm good. So for people that didn't see me play, it'll be special because I know I'm one of them and I know I'm better than what people think.
You mentioned a couple of guys that you looked up to in terms of just navigating the injury and coming back. Just as a player, are there other guys that have come through Donaldsonville or come through the Baton Rouge area, or college guys, NFL guys, whoever, that you've kind of looked up to, had favorite players or players that you try to take some of your game from or feel some similarities to?
We different positions, but Stephon Sullivan, he's from the same city as me and went to the same school, so he's definitely one of them I look up to. And from Baton Rouge, I'll say Derek Stingley for sure.
Yeah. What stood out about Sting? Steph, obviously, you mentioned he's a guy that came through Donaldsonville a couple years ago during, a great run of some talented wide receivers that came through. When did Sting kind of pop up and become someone that you admired his game?
His freshman year. When I started watching LSU, but LSU always been my favorite team, so once I peep him out, I just started watching more of him like just be patient on the line with the wide receivers, knowing what to do, like every coverage, things like that that I really looked at and got it all from him and did it in my own game.
What's this fall look like for you guys down there? Your DHS Tigers. What's kind of the outlook this fall for the team overall, and obviously looking forward to you getting back into that fold. But just what are the things y'all are talking about, hoping to accomplish this fall?
One thing we were hoping to accomplish is getting the line stronger because we're young. So right about now, we're trying to get the line stronger. And with me out, I'm gonna miss like 2 games, maybe 2 games if I don't come back. So finding cornerbacks that's gonna lock down and do their job, that's kind of things we need to focus on.
What have you been able to do with some of those guys in your position groups while you're out? How have you been able to kind of help them along, pass on this, pass on that, or encourage them, give any kind of advice? How would you kind of describe your ability to still input and be involved with some of your teammates, particularly at the same positions?
I would say like, especially for the cornerback, because that's my position. I'll like be there on side of them while they're doing their drills, and I'll like tell them you're too high, you're too high, you're too low. Get up some. You be patient. You're opening up too quick. Things like that that I'll tell them. But overall, with the team, I'm leading for sure, and that's one thing that I always will do is lead the teams to come and be a better season.
Is Southeastern talking to you primarily about cornerback? Is that kind of where they envision you long term? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I know you'd had a chance to visit Lamar. Also, you've been on campus before to LSU. What does the next few months look like for you in terms of potentially trying to, even if you can't get to camps and stuff, do you have other visits you're trying to hope and just go check out, make some stops by some schools, see kind of what they're about? Do you have any of those in mind?
Yes, sir. My dad, I got the camp invite from Auburn, so me and my dad was just going to go show my face, just to keep me in their eyes. So we just gonna go there, and the coach from Southeastern said he was just gonna set me up a visit. He was telling me he can't wait to get me on campus, and that's about it.
Good deal. What else should folks know about you that other than stuff we've hit upon about kind of your game and some of the stuff you've been through and all those things? Just as folks are getting a chance to know you and who you are as a young man, what do you want them to know about you outside of even football potentially?
One thing I wanted to know that I'm gonna have good energy. I'm gonna lead. I'm not gonna do no following nobody. And if you're around me, it's straight business. We're not, no stuff that could get me in trouble, things like that.
And what's the backstory in the nickname Juicy? When did you get that? How early? Where did that come from?
My mom named me that because of my lip. She said my bottom lip was always slobbing.
This is dating back to like young. Yeah.
Yeah, this young. A
Yeah.
baby.
Gotcha. Good deal. Well, I appreciate you again. An overdue conversation, getting a chance to chop it up about some of what you've been through, as well as some of what is still very much ahead with your often underrated and overlooked at times potential. So glad we had a chance to do it. Again, he's Raiyen Oatis, or Juicy Oatis, from down at Donaldsonville High. Just got that Southeastern offer about 10 days ago, and for Louisiana versus all y'all, Jarrett Roser. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.